And we're going to try that again because my mic was off. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Papa Jug podcast. It is episode 2. I promise I'm a professional. I know how to turn microphones on. I was concerned because when the episode started, the little blue audio mixer wasn't going anywhere. And I was like, what the hell's going on? Oh, that's right. The mic's off. So I hope everybody has had a wonderful week so far. It has been a busy week in the world of streaming and gaming. We've had a whole bunch of stuff going on. Most specifically is going to be 2 of the things that we talk about this week. The first is going to be, one of the big things is going to be PlayStation's showcase. They had their event, and that was a lot of gaming titles that they got announced. Strangely, at least one of them that I recall comes out in 2024. So they could have held that one, unless it's like going to be really early. I don't remember. So how's it going, Shade Saber? Welcome in. Yeah, so that was one thing, and then the other is going to be the first topic that we talk about this week, and that is Microsoft and their purchase, or attempted, let's call it an attempted purchase of Activision Blizzard King. For those of us, most of us just know it as Activision Blizzard. King got bought by them years ago. King, yeah, we'll get into all that stuff. So, like I said, it is a busy week in the world of gaming. It's a busy week in the world of streaming. We're going to cover all of that in the next hour or so. And I just tweeted on Twitter, which is where you tweet things. I just tweeted on Twitter that one feature that you have grown accustomed to and connected with over the last 1 episodes of this show is not going to survive after tonight. It is going away. And then at the end of the show, more good news. At the end of trust me, you're going to be okay with what I may go away. At the end of the show, I'm going to bring in a new feature. So we're doing some balancing here. There is going to be a thing that goes away and a thing that shows up. But tonight is episode 2 of the Papa Jug podcast. I want to thank everybody who has watched, listened to, whatever it is you may be doing. However you consumed episode 1, I do appreciate that. I've already confirmed we have now shown up on all the major podcasting sites. We're on Google Podcasts, we're on iTunes, we're on Spotify. So if you haven't already, here's my ask right up front. Please do me a favor. If you have any of those services, if you listen to podcasts, please go download an episode and give me a review. Quick, go. Not right now. But please do that. If you are already listening to me there, fantastic. Thank you so much for doing it. If you're not, I would love that to happen because sites like Spotify, they don't put you in the... Is it Spotify or iHeart? I forget. It was one of them. Spotify or iHeart, they don't even recommend your channel. Like, even if people are searching for you, they don't recommend you until you have reviews. So I did see that I got 1 review, or I got a rating. I got a rating on Spotify. So somebody has already started the 5-star rating thing. I think it was on Spotify. So I really, really appreciate that. If you're please do not go create accounts to do it. Don't, if that's not your thing, great. That's not your thing. I'm cool with that. And if you're only listening to the audio right now and you haven't checked us out live on YouTube, just go to youtube.com/@PapaJuggernaut. Drop a subscription there. It's free. That's how YouTube works. Subscribe, do what they tell you, subscribe, hit the bell, blah, blah, blah. Go do that. Great way to support the channel. So that's it. We're going to get started. We are going to kick things off with our very first topic of the night. And I really hope I don't screw these up because I have, for those of you who are watching live or watching the VOD on YouTube, I have fixed the Twitter icon at the bottom of the screen. It is now not white like the rest. It is black like the rest of them. And once you go black, you never go back. So I had to say it. I had to say that. If I didn't say that, it would have been like such a wasted opportunity. So first topic we're going to talk about is what I just addressed, which is the Microsoft Xbox, whatever, purchase of Activision, Blizzard, and King. Big developments over the last few days. First of all, Microsoft and Xbox got the approval from the European Union. European Commission, which is like their official governing body, actually approved the deal. And here's where things get weird. There are offices throughout Europe for both countries, both companies. The interesting thing is still the UK. There's a huge office there's multiple offices in the UK. I mean, like, it's not even a small thing. It's kind of like the States. It's like, it's huge in their properties. The UK still hasn't approved it. In fact, the UK rejected the deal. The UK said it will not be legal for Microsoft to purchase Activision Blizzard. The rest of the European continent, since Great Britain has separated, since the UK decided they were Brexiting away, the rest of the continent is like, yeah, we're good. We approved it. The concerns have been addressed. We're all happy. We think this is going to be okay. Life goes on. The UK was like, nope, you can't buy the companies. So what does that mean? On the far end of the bad idea spectrum is this. Quite literally, Microsoft could pull out of the UK. Microsoft could simply say, fine, you don't like us and our ideas and our products. No problem. We're out. Will that happen? Probably not. But I don't foresee that happening. We'll see what happens. But I don't see that being the likely turn of events. Now, the interesting thing, again, is that I think it was just a few hours ago or maybe sometime overnight. I don't remember the exact timeline. But it was just recent. Within the last 24 hours, Microsoft has formally appealed the decision. Microsoft has gone back to the UK Commission or the UK board and said, we think you're wrong. Here's why. We're going to address your concerns again because you guys are so stupid. Will that work? I don't know. There is now, I will tell you, there is now a lot of government pressure, and I mean like official government pressure from members of parliament on the commission to say, okay, you need to approve this. Why are we the only people rejecting this? It's been approved everywhere. It's approved in Japan. It's approved in China. It's approved in Europe. It's everywhere except the UK and the US. Whatever. There's that little thing, and the US. So members of parliament are now beating down the doors of the oversight bodies and saying, why are we rejecting this? This doesn't make any sense. Let the deal go through. Microsoft, for its part, has tried to, as I said, address all of the concerns. They're trying to say, look, we are not going to inhibit cloud gaming. Yes, we will have a huge position in it, but so does our chief competitor, PlayStation. PlayStation and Sony, they have a huge presence in cloud gaming, and we're still going to be competing. We're still going to be fighting for titles. We're still going to be fighting for customers. We're going to do all of these things. So they tried... They put that forward. They have shown that to every government. They've shown that to every oversight body, and they've said, look, here's what we're not going to do, okay? Have they done a good job of it? Kind of, and no. And the problem is they can put forward all the statements that they want. They can put forward all the promises that they want. The problem is they don't always keep the promises. They've made these deals before, and they've promised that they're not going to do this to a title, or they're not going to do that to a title, and then they do it. And there's nothing that can really be done about it, because at that point the deal is done. It can't be unwound. So a lot of bodies are looking at this and saying, well, sort of, your actions don't back up what you're telling us, and that concerns us. And that was one of the UK's big deals. The UK was really, really concerned. It's like, look, we see your track record. We see how this has played out in the past. No. So that was one of the reasons the UK rejected it. All that being said, I still predict that the deal will go through. The other obvious, huge 800-pound gorilla in the room is the United States. Will the United States approve this deal? It is still under review. Things are still, there's a whole big mechanism in the background that's going on. That is what it is. I think the US is going to approve it simply because although a lot of current day politicians in the US view Microsoft as a liberal company, I don't think they're going to want to stand in the way of the Xbox name. And I know that sounds weird, but hear me out. I think they're going to take a look at, is screwing Microsoft worth ruining Xbox? And they're going to have kids and grandkids who are pissed. They're going to have staffers who are like, no, sir, this is a good idea. No, Madam Senator, this is a good idea. I think they're going to get some really good information, and I think they will be bribed. I think there's going to be enough lobbying. I think there's going to be enough campaign donations, because don't forget, we not only have congressional elections coming up again, it is 2023, so we've got the 2024 cycle coming. They're not going to want to piss off this much of the tech world, because again, Activision, Blizzard, King, Microsoft, Xbox, I don't think they're going to want to turn all that money away. Also, Microsoft and Xbox, US companies. Activision, Blizzard, US companies. PlayStation's not. It's just that simple. Sony is a Japanese company. Now, they have offices in the US. Yes, it's got a big presence here. But I think that's going to help as well, as they're not going to want to turn away the US company from succeeding in the US. But ultimately, as in most things with politics, especially on this scale, it will come down to money. And I think that they're going to put forward enough wonderfully suspicious campaign donations, and enough regulators are going to say, all right, yeah, we're going to let this go through and everything's going to be fine. I think ultimately the same thing will happen in the UK. If not, the UK will face a major problem, because they're going to have two very big billion-dollar corporations that decide, hey, maybe we shouldn't be here. Let's move everybody to Ireland and France. I've talked about that before on a couple of episodes. I've talked not on this particular show, but on episodes of my Twitch streams. I've talked about it in my Discords. We've talked about it in the Rise Above team, and I think that's going to be where things shake out. So I would love to know from all of you. Feel free to drop me an email or comments down below if you're on YouTube right now, or comments on the show. I would love to know, what do you think of the Microsoft purchase of Activision Blizzard King? The reason I keep including King, by the way, if you're not familiar, Activision Blizzard did buy King years ago. However, it is still a major property, especially in Europe. So the titles still, Candy Crush, things like that. God, you guys remember? It was like a $6 billion purchase, I think, is what they bought the King for. So, it is what it is. But I would love to get your feedback on it. What do you think of the Microsoft deal? Do you like it? Do you think it's going to be good for gaming? Does it not matter? Is it still just going to be, hey, whatever? It's still a whole bunch of huge companies that are making huge titles, and we're going to get overcharged for them anyway. We talked about that last week on episode 1. We talked about AAA titles. We talked about the pricing. We talked about the delays. We talked about things like Redfall that Microsoft completely screwed up. That was a terrible release. Microsoft isn't known for that kind of failure on a huge scale. Like that's more of a other producers thing, or another developers thing, but kind of is what it is. But is this really where Microsoft should be? Microsoft is focusing so much on cloud gaming and Game Pass. Just to own the PC world, they think Game Pass is the thing. And I would love to get all of your feedback on Game Pass. What do you think of Microsoft's, not the the titles suck or whatever, a little more detailed than that, is Game Pass really the key to success? Is Game Pass the way that they can dominate the gaming market for years to come, is by having people sign up for the subscription service? It's not entirely unlike Amazon's Prime. You got to remember, Amazon doesn't make a ton of money off of the Prime membership, but they do retain a lot of loyal customers through that, $14.95 or whatever the hell that is. So that's you gotta kind of figure that stuff out. Ultimately, like I said, my prediction, you write it down, episode 2, is that all of this will get approved. Eventually, Microsoft will own these companies, and I don't think it's going to be terrible for gaming. I don't think it's going to be great for gaming. I think there's going to be pros and cons to the whole thing, but I do think the deal will go through. We'll find out what happens. We'll see what's going on. We're going to move right on. We are going to, well, first, let me take a quick hello to everybody that is in the chat. I see multiple, oh God, I've got comments, folks. Okay, we're going to read Microsoft. Let's see. Microsoft has broken many a game series after taking them over. Yep, very, very true. They're going to look at it in terms of money. We talked about that. They don't care about the happiness of consumers. I disagree with that one. I think that ultimately these people do care about what the consumers think, because they know if they screw the pooch too hard, they're not going to sell games. Now, I say that with full knowledge that gamers will buy whatever they like no matter who makes it. it's very hard in the gaming community to take a moral or ethical stand against a company and actually have it stick. Companies have done terrible thing. Look, we're talking about Activision Blizzard. This is a company who institutionalized sexual harassment. It was a policy. You got treated like crap at that company. And here we are still wondering, ooh, how many of their games can I buy if Microsoft buys them? Yay. Like that is where the gaming community is. If you disagree with me, please cite it. I would love to see proof of it, but I haven't seen it. Gamers will buy what they want to buy. And if it's not convenient, okay. But if it's not really in their way, they'll buy it. It's a fact. It's the way it goes. We've got, it doesn't matter, Microsoft can't release games anyway. Hey, they released Redfall. It wasn't good, but they released it. I think it's going to be inconsequential other than some loved games either getting worse or not changing. I would agree with the not changing part. The worst part, I think, is going to be where Microsoft and Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo, where they have to play nice with each other. There will be some rules written into this thing where they do have to share titles for X number of years. They've got to do cross-platform stuff. They can't, they basically can't gatekeep some of the intellectual property, which I think is kind of weird. It's kind of a dumb thing to do, but whatever. And so I think we are going to see that. So to that point, I think that there will be some not changing. I'm not sure how terrible it's going to be for titles that already exist, other than will they be available on things like PlayStation, Switch, whatever, or cross-platform coming the other way. Will Sony make things available? Will we be able to see PlayStation titles come across, or will PlayStation just be like, no, you screwed us out of a huge deal. Activate, you took away a big competitor that kind of helped level the playing field a little bit. No, you don't get our titles. So that's going to be a whole thing. All in all, it's money for money. They'll make some... Okay, apparently I spoke too soon. Good job. They're not caring about happiness. Was more for the regulator. Oh God, yes. No, the government doesn't care about you. Let's be very crystal clear. When they're analyzing this deal, your happiness, your ability to play a game, to buy a game, to create a game, that is not their concern. They don't give a crap. So I will agree with that. All right, we're going to move on here. We are jumping on to our next theme, which is Discord. Why are we talking about Discord? Well, we're talking about Discord because Discord is going through a huge change right now. Discord, for the first time in the company's history, they are getting rid of all of the number endings to your usernames. They're getting rid of those delineators, and they are making them go away. The problem with this, for those who are unfamiliar with it, the problem with this is that the way to get rid of it is to have you pick a new username. Well, if you've had your Discord account, by the way, they're doing this by age of account. So I want you to keep that in mind. The older your account, the earlier you will get access to pick your new username. If you want a username that a newer person has, you get it. What? How is that a good idea? That's a terrible idea. There is apparently a process. I haven't seen the details of this yet. They've talked about it, and I've heard some things on the internet that people have said, yes, it exists, but it's not really effective or efficient. If you have a trademark on a name. So for example, I'll make this up. I couldn't take Microsoft. Okay, I can't claim Sony as a name because it is trademark protected. And if they wanted to file the claim with Discord, they can, and they will certainly win. That's fine. But what if I wanted Ninja? What if I wanted FaZe? Like, that's a nightmare. Now, all of you, I want everybody to feel safe. I am one of the newer people on Discord. I've had an account for 2 years. So it's not as terrible. I'm not going to steal your name. Other people might. Sorry. Shit out of luck. I've got a few friends that I've been talking to, a lot of people that I know in the gaming community, including many people in the Rise Above team. And I've been asking around. The oldest friend's account that I've tracked so far is mid-2015. And so far, they have not received the invitation to change their name yet. So we're not even at the 2015. All right, so this is a long process that's going to roll out over many, many weeks, but it has begun. I've confirmed that. There are people who have gone through the name change process. There have been some nightmare horror stories of people losing names, people who they lost the name, they tried to file a claim. Discord has not been productive. They said they got a response, but they haven't had a resolution yet. So it's a, oh Lord, it's a whole thing. But I think it's a big deal because all of these social networks, as they go through these changes, they come through a problem like this. I've got an issue right now, in fact, with the Xbox. On my Xbox username, it is PapaJuggernaut 1. I can't drop the 1. I dropped the 1 from everything other than Xbox and Twitter. On Twitter, I couldn't do it because of their dumbass policy. Twitter has a policy where an account that has never been logged into and is using my name that I have, they won't get involved. Twitter's like, too bad, so sad, pick a different one. So I have to have the 1 there. For Xbox, it was a little bit of a weirder story. I can't get PapaJuggernaut on Xbox and drop the 1. I've had the 1 from the beginning because everything was going to be 1, and then I was like, no, it's stupid, let's just go with the name. On Xbox, they changed their username policy. Usernames can now be no longer than 12 characters. For those of you doing the math in your head right now, PapaJuggernaut is 14. The fact that my current username is 15 characters doesn't matter. Don't let logic interfere with the process that happens at Microsoft. Logic doesn't apply. My current username violates their rules. I want to shorten it. I want to try to get closer. That's all I'm saying, Microsoft. Let me have it. I want to get closer to 12. I want to get from 15 to 14. You won't let me do it because the 14 violates the rules, but you'll let me keep my 15. What? How does that work? I don't understand. It's so stupid. So, yeah. So like I said, they all go through these growing pains, and Discord, after many, many years, has finally gotten to that point. So now Discord is saying, great, you're going to have a chance to change your username, and we're going to do this in age order, so the oldest accounts get to start first, and if somebody else decides that they want to become PapaJuggernaut, they get my name. Bullshit. Fucking stupid. Okay? It's dumb. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. So be very cautious of that, but make sure when you get your invite, and I believe it will show up in the app. I don't think they email you simultaneously. I think it just shows up in the app if I remember the process, because they've had all the notifications. I could even look it up on my Discord. I don't know if it's in help or wherever the hell they put it. Where is it? There's a help section somewhere. I forget what they call it. Hype Squad? No, it's not the Hype Squad. Streamer? No, it's not streamer mode. Crap. Do you guys remember? Does anybody know? Come on, all you cool people in chat. Let's go. Do that. Help me with things. So yeah, that is happening. But like I said, I believe you get the notice in the app, and it could be desktop and mobile. I don't think they care. I think it will come in an app, not via email. So just make sure you're logging into your app. We just talked about a couple of other things, which is Twitter and Xbox. Fuck Xbox. That process is broken. They won't let me have my name. If you have a Twitter account that you want a different username for and somebody else already has it, but they haven't logged in a while, Twitter is allegedly right now going through the process of purging ridiculously old accounts that have not been logged into. The sad thing is that could be an account that hasn't been logged into in 30 days. So if you've got a Twitter account that's got the name you want, but you haven't logged in lately, go log in. You literally could lose that account without notification before. It's not like they'll warn you. The way that it's been described by Twitter is that you could lose that name after. They're not going to tell you until it's done. They're going to be like, oh, yeah, we closed your account. Thanks. But the email will say, we closed your account, not we will close it, or we are closing it. No. Twitter says, F you, your account's gone. Thanks for playing. That sucks. So be very, very cautious of that. Make sure you log into your old accounts. Do you forgot passwords or your two-factor authentication recoveries. Do whatever you got to do. But if you've got the Twitch or the Twitter username that you want, don't lose. Fair tip for you. We're all about helpfulness here. We're helpful, happy haulers. At least in Star Citizen, we are. So we are moving on to this is the meme of the week. Here's the good news and here's the bad news. This is the feature that goes away. It dawned on me with my high IQ. It dawned on me that all of you watching, not watching, all of you listening, have no idea what the hell we're doing. Why that didn't come to my brain before, couldn't tell you. It just didn't. We've got this fun feature. I've wanted to do like a meme of the week, like in the Discords or in Instagram or on Twitter. Like I've got accounts everywhere, because on Twitter it's PapaJuggernaut1. I want to do this. And I was like, cool, I've got a podcast. I'll put it on the podcast. That'll be great. Everybody on YouTube. And then I was like, oh shit, I forgot I released the audio version. Nobody in audio can see this damn thing. So this feature is going to be going away. At the end of tonight's show, I will be telling you about the new feature that's coming to entertain us all. But anyways, it's kind of a classic meme in that it is the Tuttle family from Orange County Choppers. No, is that the name of the show? I just forgot the name. I think it was Orange County Choppers. Anyway, it's the father and son. They're yelling, blah, blah, blah. But in this one, it's video game companies versus developers. The video game company says, we need to get this game out quickly. Developers say, no, we need more time to make it functional. Company says, no, we have to get it out as fast as we can. Developers, but we'll alienate customers. Why are you so obsessed with short-term gains? Here's the accurate part. Because I have to feed my drug addiction and prostitute addiction immediately. Probably not wrong. I'm not disparaging anybody. I'm guessing. I have no evidence to base this on any video game executive that has ever been documented in the news over the last 30 years. There's no such stories about any of that because we all know that the gaming conventions are completely wholesome family affairs. Just saying. So that's the meme of the week. This is the last time it will be appearing. That's going to be going bye-bye. Simply because everybody that listens to this in audio, you can't see this. Whatever. I'll find another way to get it out to you guys. You can check it out on the socials. I think I will move it into the Discord as well. And I do want to take that opportunity to let you know, if you are not currently in the PJ Party community in our Discord, the Discord is like the hub of all of our activity. It's where all most of the conversations happen. It's where I give sneak previews of the show that is exclusively for Discord members. They actually get it 24 hours early. There's private sections if you subscribe to my Twitch channel. There's tech help, there's gaming information, there's videos, there's memes, stuff like this. So if you haven't already done that, I would really encourage you. In fact, I'm going to drop, oh God, I thought I just broke something. Okay. Ooh, that was frightening. Yeah, that was bad. Well, let's not do that again. And let me get rid of that. So yeah, make sure that you check out the Discord. I am trying to put that in chat, but it ain't freaking working. Oh, I know how. I think I know how. I think I made a command for it. Nope. Apparently not. Okay, that I'm a pro streamer. Let's try that again. I'm just gonna go make an invitation because you guys are special enough for an invitation. That's what I'm gonna do. So make sure you pick this up. You will find it if you're listening to the audio of this. You will find it in the show notes. I'll include the description there. Yeah, invite people. I would love it if I invited people because that would be the smart thing to do. There. Okay, there we go. Now, perfect. Now there's a Discord link. So if you are not already a member of the Discord, feel free to join. All the features are free. The only sections that are locked are the private sections if you are a streamer. I don't care where. Doesn't Twitch, YouTube, Kick, whatever. If you are a streamer, there's a private section for streamers where we can talk about streaming stuff. And then there's a private section for those who are paid subscribers to my Twitch channel. But otherwise, everything else in the Discord is absolutely free and we have a great time. So, bye-bye meme of the week. Nice seeing you. We're going to move on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to 2023. These are games that are coming up in 2023, not necessarily tied to PlayStation. We're going to talk about that in a second. But these are some of the titles that I thought were most interesting for 2023 right now, like within the next 30 to 60 days. Some of these, in fact, have just come out. On screen, we've got logos for Farming Simulator, Warhammer 40k Boltgun, Diablo 4, Lord of the Rings Gollum, MotoGP, Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy's on here. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but Final Fantasy's logo is on here because Final Fantasy 1 through 6, I believe it is, they're getting a rework. So that is going to be released, and I wanted to make sure that that was there. So I wanted to talk about a few of these things, and one of them I have to play the commercial for because it's geniusly done. I love the way they did the commercial. Super duper smart, and I wanted to show that to you guys. Farming Simulator 23 just came out 2 days ago. As of the date of this recording, it came out on May 23rd. So Farming Simulator is out if you enjoy. I don't play it, but the thing is, like, so many people are loving these sim games that I was like, yes, we have to remind everybody, if you love that kind of stuff, Farming Simulator 23 is now out. Go enjoy. Have a good time. Diablo 4 is out. Seems to be pretty popular. My friend Ren Primus, you'll find him across social medias and Twitches. Ren has been playing Diablo 4, really seemed to enjoy it. Seems like it's done a pretty good job at release. The beta is over, so I think that's been a pretty exciting title for millions and millions of people, and pretty rightly earned. That's a hell of a legacy in terms of a franchise, and I think they've done a really good job with Diablo 4. So you can check that one out now. We do have on the screen, we have the logo for Warhammer 40k, the new bolt gun. I'm going to bring this up because we have to watch this. This is a genius commercial. Let me bring up the browser. Please tell me it works. Nope, it doesn't work because that's the wrong browser. That's Twitch. No, that's Twitter. That's not Twitch. That's Twitter. I know how things work. Hold on, I'm gonna switch it up. Oh shit, I broke it. There we go. No, I didn't. Stop it. Piece of shit. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna blow this up and enjoy.
It is time to purge the...
I do have to pause. Let's go back for a second because some of you have no idea what's on this desk. I just want to point out, that's a computer. That's what they used to look like. They were gigantic boxes, bigger than the monitors. We've since switched that. Computers were big, and that blue thing in front of it, that's a disk you save stuff on. It was called a floppy disk. Why? Because it wasn't floppy. There's a whole story. Anyways, we had loading screens that looked like that. Like 8-bit was cool. So, and the other thing is a Rubik's Cube. Anyways, let's keep going. But yeah, welcome to the 80s.
It is time to purge the heretics. Unleash your wrath upon the enemies of the Imperium. Plunge headlong into the grim, dark universe of Warhammer 40,000.
The voice of this, one of the reasons that this is such an epic commercial is because the voice, this is what every 80s like action figure commercial sounded like. It was a dude like this, and he would talk like that, and he would talk about your favorite games. This nailed it. It is so iconic of the 80s, early 90s too, but definitely the late 80s.
Who will prevail against the darkness? The Ultramarines! See what I mean? For the Emperor!
So stupid. Graphics look like it came out of Doom.
Only in death does duty end.
Unreal. Look at those platforms. PS5, Xbox Series X. Like, oh my god.
Police already have the name of a suspect.
Oh shit, it's an ad. Stop. Shut up. I don't care about the ad. Anyways. So, like I said, it's one of those things where I saw the commercial and I wanted to buy. I don't give a shit about this game, but I was just like, oh my god, it was so well done, really, really well done. A couple of comments in chat that I'm going to talk about right now. One of them I'm going to talk about right now. No. There we go. I love floppy disk games by companies like Sierra, Access, Legend, Lucasfilm, Origin. Those are classics. Thank you so much for bringing those up. That is all nostalgia. That is amazing. Those are just like legendary devs back then. Well done, well done, well done. Yeah, 8-bit style games, exactly. Great way to celebrate the Nintendo Entertainment System. It's totally true. Up next, I wanted to talk about, let's go to the top of the image, Lord of the Rings Gollum. That is out. It is crap. I don't know about you, but I've been looking at the reviews. I've been seeing some of the gameplay footage. Yikes. That did not do well. So it's not because of like visuals so much, it's more about story. All the reviews are basically saying like there's way too much hype for not much game. And that's kind of a sad thing, is when you see a major title like this just fall on its face. This is obviously, they've made lots and lots of Lord of the Rings games, all different kinds of styles. But Lord of the Rings Gollum was supposed to be a really engaging story game. Completely has fallen flat on that. Very, very sad to see that. And then finally, also on this list, we've got MotoGP. A lot of you are into racing games, speed games, that kind of stuff, driving. So I wanted to make sure that you knew that was coming out soon as well. But there's a ton of stuff. I want to go over to... Yeah, let me bring this up. So I'm going to show you an actual schedule of things that are coming up here. This is a calendar from Game Informer. It's the 2023 releases. I'm going to skip down to May. Obviously, Tears of the Kingdom. I know a lot of you have played that. Redfall is already out, and it is a terrible failure. I did hear that there was an update to Tears of the Kingdom, I think today or yesterday, that eliminated a duplication bug. There was a lot of things that were duplicating in the game, and the new update has solved that problem. So if that was an issue for you, make sure you get that download. Because the game is updated. Humanity has come out. We've got Humanity in there. I know some people were checking that out. After Us just came out May 23rd right there. What was the other one? Farming Simulator, May 23rd, May 23rd, May 23rd, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's right. Star Trek Resurgence. If you're into Star Trek games, Star Trek Resurgence has come out. I love the TV shows. I love the idea behind Star Trek. Not a big fan of the games. The last... like real Star Trek game I enjoyed playing, and it was weird, was Star Trek Klingon. It totally off the wall game, but it had Gowron in it, and he's like he's the main character. The dude, the character and the actor are amazing. Tons and tons of fun. There it is, Lord of the Rings Gollum, Disaster, that was today. And then System Shock is coming out on the PC May 30th. June, however, has got some cool stuff with Killer Frequency, Street Fighter 6. Oh, that's right. Diablo 4 is not yet out, but all the betas have been out. Sorry, I got the dates wrong. It was June 6th. Diablo 4 is June 6th for the final release. Aliens Dark Descent coming out. Final Fantasy 16. That's going to be June 22nd. So check that out. Sonic Origins Plus, if you're a Sonic fan. Great legacy title there. AEW Fight Forever. I know a lot of people have been looking forward to that one. We'll see if it turns out as well as they're hoping. So yeah, June is going to be a big month as well. I don't think it's going to be as big as May, but we'll see what Final Fantasy 16 does. So, all right, let's keep moving forward. We are going to go next to getting rid of that. Oh shit, I'm killing things. I'm making myself go away because that's probably better. I wanted to talk about the PlayStation Showcase. All right, like I said, this has been a big month in gaming. PlayStation Showcase. I don't have a PlayStation. I have to admit that to all of you. No PlayStation for me. I've never had a PlayStation. I've had every game console. I've had one of every game console. So I've had an Xbox. I've had Nintendo. I've had Sega Genesis. I've had all of these things, but I've never owned a PlayStation. Oh, my son has a Switch, but I don't. I've never played on a Switch. But anyways, I don't have the June will be dry, hot weather also. Yes, very true. But I don't have a PlayStation, but I did want to talk about the PlayStation Showcase because I'm going to show you a quick recap of it, and we're going to go through it game by game. I'm impressed. I like what PlayStation has put together. I like most of the stuff that they've got coming out. So we're going to watch that for a minute, and we're going to go through all the different titles. But like I said, this is a quick review. This is from, I think, IGN about what is coming up from PlayStation and what they've got. So let's check this out, and we'll comment along the way. We're going to do a quick recap here. To me, this looks like live action Fortnite, but whatever. Yep, this is fair games. Not bad, good graphics. Storyline's okay. I may not own a PlayStation, but I certainly keep track of, hopefully things that are going on. Helldivers 2, cool concept. I'm not sure how interesting it's going to be when it actually shows up. Probably a B or C level title. Oh yeah. Here's your next multiplayer team first-person shooter. Yippee! The Immortals of Avion. Yippee! Cool graphics though. I love this. I love these previews because they're showing you the best of the best in graphics, and I think that's important, and it's going to come up soon. Blood Will Run 2023. It's coming out. Ghost Runner coming out. Look at the graphics there. Super dramatic. Now the graphics have lost it. I don't think this is great. That's gorgeous. But that's not gameplay. That's just, trailer stuff. Now this one I thought was cool. When we're talking about interesting titles, this is where I think PlayStation does an interesting job because to me, these kinds of graphics remind me of Ori. I'm a little more interested in this. Right? Like, look at this. This is not exactly 2D, but it's relatively flat and pastel. The Talos principle. Again, video shots. Gameplay is not quite the same. Here we're back. So we're back into these colors. We're back into these two-dimensional games that are story great, beautifully visual, visually beautiful, whatever the fuck I'm saying. Really, really great stuff, but it doesn't rely on amazingly complex graphics and pixel usage. Neva should be great. Looking forward to Neva. Here's a title I couldn't give two craps about. I'm sorry. I'm going to say this right now, and this is where I'm going to lose so many friends. I don't care. It's a cat. The cat doesn't care about me. Why do I have to care about the cat? Cats don't like humans. They don't care. We could come, we could go. They don't care. So when I saw this, I was like, really? One of your banner titles for the year is going to be cats? Like, really? Like, let's just step back a little bit here. Really? Really? This is a banner title. This is a PlayStation Showcase 2023. Cat Quest. Oh, why is it all? Hold up, guys. It's shrinkadinky. That's weird. Hold on. I just realized that is not showing you the entire frame. I can't get out of it either. That's weird. Forgive me. I will be fixing things. This not right. Oh, I know why it's not right. No, it has to be right. Sorry, guys. It's because the window doesn't fit. I built the overlay kind of wrong. Anyways, it's Cat Quest. There you go. Here, Cat Quest. It says Cat Quest. You guys are fine. Like I said, I'm going to lose friends over this, and it's starting right now in YouTube chat. They're just like, fuck you, Jug. Get out. Anyways, let's keep going. We got 7 more minutes of this. But this is the first example that I wanted to show you. Cat Quest coming out 2024. So I have to assume it's going to come out before next year's showcase. So that's why they're dropping it now. It just confuses me that they're talking about it in the 2023 showcase. It's tell me what's happening in 2023, even though the year's almost half over. Now, I saw this and I was like, this looks really cool. I probably wouldn't play it, but Foam Stars? What? Yeah. Here we go again. Simple graphics, real basic. But again, story-based, colorful. I think this is a cool way. The Pucky Squire. I think that it looks like a cool concept. I like that kind of stuff. Look, 8-pixel bricks. Yay! Tear down coming to PS5. This kind of gives me the Ghost of Tsushima basic, like entry-level Ghost of Tsushima. Again, very Asian-inspired storylines, very Asian-inspired art. Hugely popular. My buddy Beta Seta, this is for you, sir. That's Final Fantasy 16. Here you go. Wow, that looked like John Wick. Just saying. A little John Wickish, anybody? No? Alan Wake 2. Very, very anticipated title. This should be the new Assassin's Creed. I didn't pre-watch this, just so y'all know. Yep. Always an assassin hanging out on a tower somewhere. Assassin's Creed Mirage coming October 12th. I would love to know what everybody thinks of Assassin's Creed. I know they've had some hits and misses. What do you think of Assassin's Creed? I still think it's a great franchise. Look, another cat. Still couldn't care less. Oh, that's, yeah. You know what this is. We know it. We know what it is. Street Fighter. Let me just say, I'm going to stop this for a second. Some of you haven't been alive as long as the Street Fighter series has been. I have. Street Fighter is a weird franchise because it's had so many really good things and really terrible things. Like, there's no consistency with that franchise. It's just like Mortal Kombat has done amazing. Street Fighter, whatever. It's just kind of a thing. So yeah. Anyways, I still like it. I think it's a cool fighting game, but it's got to do better. I think that it has been failed. I don't think it is failed. I think it has been failed by the developer. And we like the music. I'm probably getting DMCA'd right now. Because I'm betting this isn't free music. Otros. Beautiful visuals in this one. Oh, just for the video. Gameplay is boring. Okay. Expect so much more from games. Power of fantasy. Lots of fantasies. Are we noticing how many things are called fantasy? Maybe marketers should come up with better names. Just saying. Oh, Dragon's Dogma, yeah. Forgot about that one. Not actual. See, right at the bottom. Not actual gameplay. Your game will not look this cool. Ah, we recognize these characters. Five Nights at Freddy's, Help Wanted 2. That should be a big title. I think that one's going to do well. Damn! You busted that knife out quick. What the hell are we watching? Oh, Resident... Of course, yeah, VR mode. That's right. That's for you, Mother Nocturna. Resident Evil. Have fun. For all my horror game friends, Avenger Unknown, Mother Nocturna... That's for you. Arizona Sunshine 2. That should be interesting. Or FPS. Crossfire. I don't see much value to that particular title. I don't think it does anything unique. But I could be wrong. Ooh, magic. Telekinesis. Oh. That's how you take Buddha powers and you use them for evil. Synapse. Oh, yeah. I forgot this was in Beat Saber. Available now on PlayStation VR 2. Queen Music Pack? What? Alright. I guess. That could be a thing. Sure, let's go with that. Really awesome visual right there. Oh, yeah, the Bungie surprise. So we're going to talk about that in a future episode, aka the next one. Episode 3, we will talk about Marathon. There, see, you get a free sneak. Oh yeah, Destiny 2. I actually shared the Destiny 2, I shared one of those trailers, a better one than that, in the PJ Party Discord. I try to share game titles, game trailers, movie trailers. I try to share them when they come out, and they go in the Discord. Concord, yep. Heard about Concord. Should be interesting. I don't know. I mean, by now all of you have heard about Q, or Project Q, Project Q, whatever the hell they call it. Their answer to the Switch. What do they call it? Q Project or Project Q? I forget. There we go. New line. Design and specifications subject to change. Spider-Man got a lot of attention at the showcase. I hope you all have heard about it. A lot of people excited about this one. It looks well done, but again, we don't know if this is the finished product. But lots of my friends got excited about the Spider-Man reveals. Gorgeous, though. I mean, if this is gameplay, it's gorgeous. They did it well. Yeah, wrap it up with Spider-Man. Like I said, guys, I did not preview this. I wanted to see it with you. I wanted to experience. I knew what some of the announcements were, but I didn't see all the stuff. So, Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2. Oh, it was IGN. Okay, I thought it was IGN. So, again, I think PlayStation does a great job with the quality of the titles they put out. I think that their graphics are incredible. I think they really try to focus on that visual element. Like most of the game publishers, especially as a platform themselves for gaming, they are looking at the quality. They're looking at the customer interaction. They want to see that you guys are enjoying the titles. But right now they've got a lot to compete with against Xbox, and I think with the Activision Blizzard deal, I think that that's going to make things harder for them, but not uncompetitive. I think that it's still a healthy enough marketplace where there's going to be places that they can go. So I was really happy to see some of the stuff that came out of the showcase, and I wanted to go over it with all of you. If you've got a particular favorite, like I see some in chat talking about, I love Dragon's Dogma, Cat Quest. Yeah, I'm losing friends. That's it. People are just, Doug, shut up. Let's see, Sword of the Sea. Oh, interesting. Sword of the Sea, I think, is made by the guys who made Hyper Light Drifter and Solar Ash. Those were great games. Yeah, so if it's the same studio, I don't know. But that is a comment that just popped up in chat. So if that's the case, then high hopes. Say high hopes. So that was the PlayStation Showcase. Up next, I wanted to talk about something for a second. This is a more serious topic. This is a thing that is very, very important. At least it should be or could be to all of us. And that is mental health and gaming. I wanted to talk about this tonight because I talked about sort of all the things that the podcast will cover, and there will be serious topics. There will be important topics. It's not just reviewing titles. It's not just gameplay. It's not just, weird memes and stuff like that. There are things that are critical to our community as gamers. For me, it's doubly important because I'm both a gamer and a streamer. I also, in my professional career, in my real life, I work in the marketing world, and I'm a marketing executive. I've been doing that for over 20 years, so I know how a lot of this stuff plays out. And I wanted to talk about it from this perspective. As a streamer, when I got into this, it was originally because of my son. He wanted to find out more about streaming. He wanted to become a professional streamer. And it's such a unique environment, at least I thought it was. It's such a unique environment that I wanted to learn about it before letting him really get into it. So I started doing my digging and a bunch of research, just kind of responsible parenting things. Most of what I found was okay. The things that were risky were controllable. There were ways to limit exposure. There were ways to limit his interactions with certain things. Took care of all that. So becoming a streamer, though, it has shown me something that was a bit of a surprise. I have never seen in all the industries that I've worked in my career, worked with in my career professionally, which is a lot. And I have worked in some of the most challenging, both physically and or mentally, industries in the world. I've never seen burnout like I've seen in the streaming community. Ever. If you are a professional gamer, if you're a professional content creator, so to speak, I've never seen the mental burnout that I've seen in this community. People put so much time and effort, and I'll be blunt, so much time and effort into the wrong stuff. They want to have a career, at least they think they want to have a career. And that's their big goal. And they just put all of this time and effort into the wrong things. A study came out, which is where the graphic that's on screen, the study came out, it's an interesting study. I'm not going to say that it's a great one, and I'll explain some of the problems that I have with it. So let me bring this up for you guys so you can see what it is. Okay, right here. So this is published on EdTech Magazine. National study finds that video games could improve cognitive function in kids. Literally, the lead author on this study is a gamer. Grew up as a gamer. They're an immigrant to the United States, but they've been playing video games their entire lives. And quite honestly, they wanted to launch this study specifically because they got tired of seeing all these negative studies that said gaming is detrimental. Cool. I applaud that. Good for you. It's not a bad reason to start. I think they went about it terribly wrong for actual practical purposes of the research. I don't think that their hypothesis is wrong. I think, and I will bet you the United States military would agree with me, the kids that have come up over the last 20 years or so, let's say 20 years, maybe 30, all the way up to today, because of video games, improved hand-eye coordination, improved processing abilities inside the brain. The cognitive functions, I would bet you, are enhanced in most areas. That's why we don't need as many soldiers on the battlefield, is because we've got kids who grew up holding joysticks and they can now go out and pilot drones. A drone does not risk a soldier's life. So I think that there's benefits to this, and I think that that's applicable, and I think that, again, I think the hypothesis behind this study is great. But I think they went about it so terribly that it doesn't really have a function. Here's what they did. There's a study called the ABCD study where they're looking at, just dozens and dozens of fields of data. They have different data points on thousands and thousands of kids. And they took one of them. I'm not kidding you. One data point. And they analyzed kids who played video games versus kids who have never played video games. So it's not even a spectrum. It's just, are you a video gamer? Are you not a video gamer? And they took a look at it and said, yes, those people... God, I wish I was kidding. The study documents, can they push a button faster in response to a stimuli? That's it. Well, yeah. A gamer is trained to sit there and look for a stimuli or listen for a stimuli. And as soon as it happens, they have to react. So what? How is this useful research? Now, that's my criticism. It's so dumb. My criticism is they didn't look at enough data. The data they did look at is semi-useless because academically, great, it shows a difference. Who cares? In the real world, I pushed a button. That's not like an applicable skill. Can I make decisions faster? Am I making smarter decisions faster? Am I strategizing better? Look at those things. Look at things that games actually do, not button pushing, unless you're a button masher, which is just kind of fun. So that's my issue. Now, the authors have already said and they've gone public with this, they are expanding their research. They're moving forward. They're going to be looking at multiple data points. They're going to be looking at ages. By the way, this is a 10-year study. They're analyzing kids, I want to say from 9 to 19, I think it is, over a long age range, because they're pulling from this database of the ABCD study. So they're going to be making improvements, but they come out with this national study with one data point. It's just... So the reason I bring this up, like I said, is because I think that there is mental and physical value to gaming. Now, all good things in moderation. If all you do is play video games all day, that is not healthy. What you do is up to you. I'm not criticizing you. I'm simply telling you what any other doctor will tell you. If you are sitting and playing video games all day, it's not good for you. We know that. It's not a disputable thing. But I think there are health benefits, mental benefits to gaming. I think that it can be educational. I think that it can expose you to different types of visual creativity. I think it can expose you to new creative storylines and storytelling. I think it can do wonderful things. This study doesn't show it. And it's kind of dumb that this is what's getting the attention. I think it's premature. I think it's kind of, I'll be polite. I think it needs to be done better. And I'm glad to see that they're doing it better, but not better enough. So we've got to wait for the next study to come out. Oh, yeah, by the way, it also talks about, as you can see in the subject there, a National Institute of Health study examines the impact of video games on the brains of elementary school students. Okay, what about when they get older? Like, you got to keep tracking this stuff. You show more data. Keep the flow going. That's all I'm saying. So, again, the streaming community, the gaming community, it requires time. It requires investment, and it needs to be prioritized in terms of where does it fit in the life. Don't burn yourself out. This is May. This is Mental Health Awareness Month. My channel, my community, we are literally raising money right now for a mental health awareness charity called To Write Love on Her Arms. Great organization, but this is Mental Health Awareness Month. Take care of your health. Do not burn out on a game. Do not burn out on a stream. I promise you it's not worth it. I promise you today, and I will not be wrong. I will put money on it. Take care of your brain. Take care of your mental health. Take care of your emotional health. Do these things for you and the people you know and love. You've got to make sure that you are protecting it. Again, games have benefits, but not, too much is not a good thing. So be very, very careful. And I hope all of you have, a very healthy outlook moving forward, because the benefits don't require 40 hours a week. That's all I'm saying. All right, we're going to keep moving forward. I want to show you one more thing, and then I'll make the big announcement at the end. So we're going to move on to our next one. And I have to kill... Sorry, that was wrong. I know how streaming works. Okay, we're going to get rid of that. We're going to bring in this. Anybody know what this is? I thought this was so cool. On the screen right now, if you're listening to the audio, it is a box. Looks like from a fast food place. Wow, it has the McDonald's logo on it and Tetris. This is so cool. To celebrate the 40th anniversary of Tetris, in China, you can get a Tetris game player in the shape of a chicken McNugget. I'm not kidding you. You've got to check this thing out. I'm going to show it to you right now. There are pictures. Hold on, I got to bring up the big picture. It reverted. There we go. Here we go. Let's bring up the browser. It's a chicken McNugget. You can play Tetris on it. I'm stoked. Now, what I find interesting is that this is only available in China. I have not seen release notes for anywhere else in the world. It's entirely in English. The box is in English. The letters are in English, but it's in China. I'm dumbstruck by that. I did a psych paper on this. Oh, okay. So I'm sorry. We're flashing back. Shade Saber did a psych paper on the mental health of gaming in college. So I got to explore more of that. But anyways, I had to show this to you guys. I had to share this with you. Go check it out if you haven't found any details on it. If you know anybody in China, see if they'll ship you one. It is a chicken McNugget Tetris player in the original like 2-color 8-bit. So like really, really cool. It's just the shapes. It's not even colors. Wanted to share that with you. So final thing, I promised you that I would be making an announcement tonight. What are we doing? We are going to be, we're getting rid of the meme of the week feature, and I'm going to be adding something, and I want to reveal that to you right now. Next week, we have a special, our very first special guest co-host, Mr. Jinxie, will be joining us. I talked about this last week in that I have already started talking to people about becoming regularly occurring co-hosts, special guests for special interview moments, things like that. Mr. Jinxie is the first. Mr. Jinxie is the first one that I spoke to. I'm excited to bring my friend on here. He's going to be joining me next Friday. So we're going to be talking about a lot of different topics. Like I said, one of them will be Bungie's marathon. The other one we are already prepping some show notes for, but we've got some great conversations that are going to be on the way. So yes, Mr. Jinxie will be joining us next Friday right here on YouTube Live. And then, of course, the audio will be uploaded the Monday after. So looking forward to talking to Mr. Jinxie. We've got some great conversations planned, and he and I, we have a great time together. He's a really fun guy, very fun, entertaining streamer as well. So lots of good things are coming. So a few reminders. One, every Friday night at 7:30 Pacific, you can catch the Papa Jug podcast live right here on YouTube. The videos are automatically saved as VODs. They are saved in a special playlist on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@PapaJuggernaut. The podcast is available from the homepage. It is easily accessible. You don't have to go digging for it. That playlist is available if you want to watch past episodes. The Monday following each episode, audio gets uploaded live to, like I said, Spotify's, iHeartRadio's, iTunes, Google Podcasts, CastBox, all those places. So you're going to find all of those things. So if you prefer audio podcasts and that's where you're listening now, thank you very much for doing that. I would love to, like I said, please, if you could rate the show, that would be a huge help, just so that we can get the algorithms going, get things, a little bit more awareness and things like that. And then I do want to ask if you enjoy the show, or even my IRL streams on Twitch, please do me a favor and share them on whatever social medias you use. Let people know about this. We are growing the PJ Party community. There's a lot of big plans here, and I would love to get your friends involved and have them enjoy it just like you do. So until next time, we are signing off. As always, go have yourself a good morning, a good day, a good night, whatever it is for you, and I will see you next time. See ya!